gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
All right, good evening, everyone. Wait a moment. Not hearing anything here. Let's make sure we have it all right. Testing, testing. Hello? People hear me okay? Hello, test. I don't know if people are hearing me or not. No. Hopefully they are, though. Let's see here. All right, test. Hope everybody's hearing me okay. We are here at Bristol tonight. We get set to rock and roll here. Let me bring it up on my phone here, make sure I got everything situated right. We get set to rock and roll here as warm-ups are taking place. Down here through. Yeah, okay, so it does sound like we're running okay. Here, off. All right, here we go. Warm-up's going on. 2.5 minutes left of that to go. Here we are coming down here off of the Working on down through here. Got a minute and a half left now. I see them all working down through here off of the back stretch. Around onto the front stretch as well. Not sure why we're unable to hear this. Hello? All right, well. All right, oh, there's that. Now, here we go. Making sure. Okay, so all looks good. Oh, all sounds good. We got 10 drivers here tonight as it stands. So small field here tonight for Bristol. These drivers getting ready for the lineup. Here comes the grid. Come on. Oh, that's why I didn't hit that. So there we go. Come on now. Here we are. The grid. Matt Mars out there in front. Aikman Pollard there in second. Mark Nelson third. Ryan Peters fourth. Bobby Watts fifth. PJ Wentland there in sixth. Dan Brasington seventh. David Duncan there 8th, John Dubai in 9th, James Afaw in 10th. And that date is wrong. Today is the 13th of August. So we'll get that fixed. Here we come here off of the corner. Everybody's getting lined up. There's your top 10 as we said. Your driver's starting here tonight. Should be a great race. We'll see how it plays out here. As they head on down through here off of the corners. You got Matt Mars out there leading the race out there on that, in that Chevrolet. Only 2 Fords here tonight. One of them being Ryan Peters. The other one being Dan Brasington. We do our best here tonight. Hopefully the storms here in the area will be okay, not giving us an issue. Here we are. Pace car is off down there on the bottom side. Here we go. Green flag is out as they head on down here into corner number 1. Everybody side by side as you watch Aikman up there on the outside. And already we got one upside down. That's the 37 of Bobby Watts out there as he is going to be upside down here for lap number 2. Going to be scheduled there, but not getting very far here. Having said, Bobby Watts having issues there, going upside down. We'll see what exactly transpired here for Bobby Watts. As you see, he's up and over there on that. So here we go. Just got loose, comes up in front of David Duncan, and James Apaw gets a piece of it as well. I see him working there off of the corner, down through in corner number 1, I believe. Eddie Hickman pulling there for Tennessee Speed. Getting lined back up here. 10 drivers here to compete tonight in the Gen 4 Fleeger Farm TV Cup Series here tonight from Freedom Motorsport Alliance. And if you're interested in any of the leagues, we are broadcasting here at Fleeger Farm TV. Check it out down there in the description. Down here in corner number 1, they go again. That's him working there off of the corner, and now Mark Dowson goes around. Caution comes back out here. Working down here through the back stretch we go. Side by side, Fred will get ready to pull that car off. And we'll be back. Green flag racing. Here we go. Back down here into corner number 1 they go. Work up through. Al Aikman Pollard there in second. Mark Nelson there third. Ryan Peters there fourth. John Dubai there fifth. And back down through that front stretch there. Everything looking good here. Sounding good, hopefully. Please, if you're watching, let us know. Here you see Bobby Watts. He runs down here in the corner number something. It's not got a bar across the bottom. I don't know what that's all about. Or maybe I do. As Duncan is in the pits. Yeah, there we go. Now I got it. Figured it out. Tip jar down there in the bottom right if you're curious about that as we head on down through here off the corner. Aikman out there in front, Nelson there third, Ryan Peters back here in fourth, John Dubai in fifth. They race around here at Bristol. There's your track map of the 10 cars. Duncan down there on pit road. Looks like we've got Mark Nelson spun around on the front stretch once again. Take another look at it here. Gets hit from behind. And let's go back and look at that last one as well, as we didn't bring it up. It was also a Nelson problem. And you see him get loose there through the corner number 2 that is. Getting loose, now he has to get it back around there. Oh, I'm sorry, that was corner 4. My bad. Coming off of corner 4, but this time we saw him there. Mars out front, leading the way as he's done all race. Out of Louisville, Tennessee. You got Pollard out there out of Lyles, Tennessee. John Dubai back here in third. Bobby Watts. James Afaw out of Shinston, West Virginia. Dan Brassington out of Woodleaf, North Carolina. B.J. Wentland going down there on the pit lane out of Scranton, Pennsylvania. Ryan Peters there in the 5. And Duncan, as we said, he's out there now a lap down or 2 out of San Jose. Hey, driver, get lined back up. Fred will pull that machine back down on the pit road. We'll be back. Green flag racing here in just a moment. Everything's still working good so far. Lap 20 of 125. So long race here tonight. The 3 up Wetland down there on pit road. Green flag is out. Back down here into corner number 1 they go. Off the corner, down here in the corner number 3 and 4. Back around here onto the front stretch. James Afaw spun around here. Caution, back out. turning this into pacing here tonight. As I don't know if he got a little help there coming into corner number 1. We'll have to see here if we can get a better angle of it. Coming there out of the corner. And it looks like he drifts up the racetrack and up into the 37. Bobby Watts then ends up down there in the inside lane against that inside wall. There you see him there coming down there off the bottom. There you see him there on pit road. We got John Dubai there, double file, hopefully getting ready back. Green flag racing, looks like we will be. Yeah, you see him heading out here, out of the corner. Down here through the front stretch, here we go. You got Ryan Peters there. You got Bobby Watts back here in 6th. Matt Mars out there in front. Nelson there now up to 2nd. Aikman there to 3rd. John Dubai in 4th. Ryan Peters there in 5th. Heading here into corner number 2. Back out onto the backstretch. If they can just keep it racing, I think we'll be okay. But I think that's the trick. Is these drivers are having issues here tonight. Keeping these cars going the way they need to. Down here, off of the corner, up here against the outside wall, that 21, John Dubai. Pulling here in 2nd as Nelson's back to 3rd. As we said, green flag is out, and you're going to see, and they're already stretched out there. Wetland into number 3. Out on track somewhere. James Afon, the 2's on pit road. David Duncan's on pit road. Down here, out of the corner, and into corner number 3 and 4, back out onto the front stretch. Here they go. There you see that 21 of Dubai. He's got company coming there behind him in that Joker painted machine of the Haviland, Texo Haviland there machine. Looking to the inside, there comes Ryan Peters. Can he make something stick there? They work here in the 1 and 2, does so. That's going to drop the 21 there as we're on board there with John Dubai. Working out here into the corner. The drivers doing what they can to try to hang on to their positions. Down here you see the 37. Bobby Watts trying to make a run there at John Dubai, and he does so. So Bobby Watts now bears your back on board with John Dubai. Hang on to it. Down here in the corner number 1 and 2. Aikman trying to gain on the 34 of Matt Mars. All right, here you go, working down here through, off of the corner. We got Mark Nelson out here, out of Pierre, South Dakota. Matt Mars there in Louisville, Tennessee, working down here. Look out, here comes Poland now to the inside. Can he make it happen? Matt Mars trying to fight him off. Working down here now out of turn number 4, back around onto the front stretch. Both the Paul and Duncan are still on pit road. Here comes that 025 of Poland. Mars and Poland battle it out. Here comes Poland once again, diving it hard down there into the bottom of the racetrack. Now he races it off. Matt Mars hanging tough down there with that Tennessee-inspired machine. Poland there now, wondering. And now we're there with Matt Mars coming down there in the corner. Number 3 and 4, off of 4, back up here across the stripe. Poland still trying to gain on him. There he goes now. He's going to try the high line. Coming here out of 2, going to shuffle down. That's not going to work. You got Mars there behind him. The top 3 are stacking up here once again at about lap 47 as they work here off of turn number 4. Down into corner number 1 once again. Bristol is a short track as they head down here into 3 and 4. So not much of a straightaway to really work with here as quickly as these drivers are going around the track. As we're here on 48. Soon to be 49, as you see it there, kicked there now. As they work there out front. Driver's doing a great job. Head there off of the corner. Oh, check up there. That's going to cause some problems there as we saw the 21 of John Dubai up there into the outside wall. That checked that outside lane up. That put Poland in a bad position. He had to check up to let him by. Now you see Poland trying to chase back up there to Matt Mars and Mark Nelson as Nelson gets a great run off the corner. And Matt Mars falls back here to second. Up the corner they go. As you said, 025 up Poland trying to get her up there to Matt Mars. Nelson got around and now he's just rolling away with it. Hey, driver work down here out of the corner. Aikman here in third. Peters there fourth. Brassington there fifth. Bobby Watts there sixth. John Dubai in seventh. Matt Mars down there on the inside, hanging out, trying to make it happen. They had that 025 up there on the top side. Nelson there coming out of turn 2 as everybody else is entering. Here on board with Poland. Lap number 60 of the 125. Head on down in the corner, number 1 and 2, or now through 3 and 4 rather, down across the strike. Nelson, I don't know what he did. He had that mishap, 2 mishaps earlier. Now he's way out front. Wetland is showing as out. And I'll have to agree as I do not see that number 3 out on track anywhere. And somebody else is out as well, maybe. No, okay, everybody else is accounted for on the speedway. James LaFawn and Duncan are down on pit road. John Dubai in the 21 is on pit road on the backstretch. Head on down through off of corner number 4 back across that stripe. 4 of the leaders. For this part of the pack anyway, of Ryan Peters, Aikman, Matt Mars. Mark Nelson just put it to lap 66. Eight drivers really putting on a show as they come back down through off the corner. Mark Nelson, Aikman, Poland, and Ryan Peters are top 3. Matt Mars and Dan Brassington rounding out your top 5. Rounding out here through off of 4 side by side. Peter's going to try to get by Aikman. Can he do it as they come here off of turn number 2 out onto that backstretch? Side by side, Poland's there, as well as Peters. They're both side by side, working here off of 4, back down across the stripe. Aikman ended up into the outside wall. There you see Matt Mars back there in 4th. Falling back 3 positions after starting on pole. Mark Nelson getting a great run out there. He's now out front, heading down there through off the corner. See if we can go ahead and get with the standings here if we can. Nope, can't quite do that yet. Down off the corner, Mark Nelson, your leader, Aikman and Poland, or Aikman and Peters here going at it. Battling side by side. John Dubai working it. There we go. Hopefully we get it back here. Testing. Hello. Hopefully we're back on board here. Dan Brassington here in second, trying to fight off Mark Nelson, who's going to be coming up behind him. Brassington there in second. Ryan Peters there third. And it seems like we lost audio again. Damn it. Where did my audio go? Because I don't do nothing to really struggle to find it. Looks like we're having issues trying to get that back. Everything looks to be working on my end. And here we go. Hopefully it works now. All right, there we go. So we're back here. I don't know what keeps happening to my audio, why it keeps dropping off. As you see, Mark Nelson's out there getting ready to lap, or he did lap Brassington. Well, no, not yet. But he's got lap machines there in front of him. And you can see a few cars in front of him is the 29 of Brassington. Now Mark Nelson works his way through the lap traffic here with 16 laps to go. Down here in the corner number 1. And like I said, I'm not sure what's going on there with that. Down here off of corner number 2, down here through 3 and 4 for the leader. And now it's at 13 laps to go. Little damage here on the back left quarter panel of that machine, but doesn't seem to really be facing them. Brassington up here in second. Nelson has not made a pit stop. Mars looks to be out, as I don't see that 34 on track at the moment. I am seeing a 30-something, that is the 37 of Bobby Watts, behind Aikman there. There you see that 86 going around the 21 of John Dubai, coming down through the back, or front stretch, or no, that is the back stretch, coming there in the corner number 3 and 4. Brassington just trying to hang out here on the lead lap if he can. Ryan Peters in that 5 machine. He's out there on the front stretch trying to keep a hold of third. 10 laps to go. Matt Mars apparently brought it to a stop. 9 laps to go for Nelson. Now here's the question. Can Mark Nelson go and catch 29 to make him the only one on the lead lap? That's going to be interesting to see. We've got 8 laps. And he's got about a gap. He's got a gap of about 15 seconds. I don't know if he'll be able to do it. Or no, I'm sorry, Brassington's back behind him by 15 seconds. I'm not sure how to... I want to say he's 2 seconds back. Brassington running just a little bit quicker lap time right now. I'm sure Nelson is in fuel saving mode. And oh, that lap, yeah, he's just a little slower than Brassington. Lap times are about 16:60 right now, so that's the gap you got to watch for. 4 laps to go for Nelson. Brassington here in corner number 1 and 2. Or I'm sorry, no, 3 and 4. Coming out onto the front stretch. There behind him, that's Nelson. Peters there in 3 and 4. Aikman back up here. He's on the top side there above Mark Dowson. Getting a lap back. But not enough laps, so he's still a lap down. Pulling a lap, Watts 2 laps. I do think Nelson has gone into a fuel-saving mode, as he is completely, he's running about 17 seconds now for a lap time. Off of turn 4, comes to the checkered flag, and Nelson gets the win here. Brasington there will take second once it comes around here off of corner number 4. Peters back here in in third rather. As checker flags out. Hey, driver done a great job here tonight. Here we go with the, oh, what the heck did I do? I hit a button of some sort. No. I went clear to the beginning. Matt Mars was blinking out, so that was part of the issue there. Coming here to the flag. Cross there you see Nelson getting the win here tonight. Up here for your results, they're going to be Mark Nelson getting the win, Brasington second, Peters will finish third, Poland there fourth, Bobby Watson fifth, John Dubai sixth, Matt Mars finishes it tonight in seventh, David Duncan there eighth, James DeFaw there ninth, PJ Whitman in 10th. That is all your drivers here tonight. And let's see if we can get with any of them here. Starting with Ryan Peters. Let's see here. Oh, where'd he go? Good evening there, Ryan. How's it going?
Good. How are you, Adam?
Oh, it's going pretty well. How's the third place feel? I know it was a tough race out there, just trying to keep that thing straight, it seemed.
Yeah, I had some really good battles there with Aikman, with Matt, and unfortunately those good battles led to Mark Nelson setting sail. But, you know, Mark's a good driver, so that's not surprising at all. But we had some good racing there after we cleaned it up a little bit. Everybody got their feet wet, and then after that we had typical Bristol. I mean, it's like you either get 3 or 4 yellow flags, and then it just ends up being really, really long green flag runs, and I made a decision to pit there. Hopefully to catch up to Mark and to catch up to Dan. There just wasn't enough lap traffic to make a difference, but we'll take a podium.
You did a great job at bringing that Haviland machine up there in the third. Great job tonight here at the tricky track of Bristol. I mean, for being, I believe, if I'm looking at it right, this track's made out of concrete, right? Not asphalt?
Correct. This is one of the few concrete tracks. You can throw that with Dover. You can throw that with Nashville. Yep.
And then you have Martinsville that's half and half, which makes that one tricky.
Yeah. And me and Martinsville don't get nearly along as well as me and Bristol.
Well, I mean, you got along pretty good tonight, getting third. You got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank?
No, I want to thank the guys that run here at FMA. Appreciate all of them. To all the guys that didn't make it tonight, I'm sorry that they tucked their tail between their legs because we didn't have a mile in front of the racetrack. So maybe we get those guys out for Thursday night tomorrow for the old school ARCA and some Sunday Xfinity. But yeah, need to get some more guys out there for some short tracks. You know, a little bit of Rubbins races never hurt nobody.
Well, I mean, you guys didn't seem to be rubbing too bad tonight. I mean, you guys it was fairly clean.
Yeah, no, it was. It just, you know, I'm just disappointed that the guys that are typically fast at mile and a half were too scared to run tonight. You know, and you'll have that. You know, if Chase Masco wants to schedule a concert tonight, I understand it. You know, he gets a little bit scared, and he got some other fast guys that got a little bit scared. It happens. Bristol's not for everybody.
Well, no, but I also am one of those guys that I believe at how else you going to get better unless you do it.
Amen, brother. We're in the same boat, Adam.
So, well, congrats there for third place. Hopefully, we'll see you next week at the next track. Looking at the schedule here now, looking as if we are going to Old Texas next week.
All right, I'm sure Graham will find a way to show up to that compared to this. So we'll see if magic happens there in the land down under.
Alrighty, yeah, we're going to Old Texas next week, and so that should be a fun one. Look forward to seeing you there. Congrats on third place tonight.
Thanks, Adam. Have a good one. God bless.
All right, out with Ryan Peters there in third. Dan Brassington now here, our second place finisher. Good evening, Dan. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good, Adam. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing fairly well here. Were you worried about Mark, you know, maybe putting you a lap down there towards the end of the race?
Yeah, I told him just a minute ago I had 13% left on my right front tire. I was doing everything I could to stay in front of him.
Well, I mean, looks like your pitch, you know, everybody else pitted except for Mark Nelson, and it looks like Matt Mars didn't pit it either. So, I mean, I don't know how Nelson saved the tires that long.
I have no idea because I pitted and took tires, and I got the tire warning with 13 to go, and she was a handful to get around there.
Well, but you did a great job putting that no bull number 29 up there into the runner-up second place position here tonight. You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank?
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank y'all guys for putting on the league and the broadcast, and my partners at FBR Motorsports and FBR Simrig Accessories Creation Studio, and the wife for putting up with me for letting me do this stuff.
Don't forget that part.
That's the truth.
All right. Well, congrats getting second place tonight. What do you think you'll have for us next week going into Old Texas?
I love Old Texas, and I think this car with that track combo is going to be pretty good for me. So hopefully I can keep the top 5 streak alive going into next week.
Well, good luck. We'll see how you do there next week.
All right, appreciate it, brother.
All right, out with Dan Brassington, our second place finisher. Now we'll get with Mark Nelson. Find out if he picked up them railroad tracks yet or not. Good evening, there. Oh, wait. Where is he? There he is. Brought the wrong guy up at first. Mark, how's it going?
Hey, Adam. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Did you go around and finish picking up all your railroad track?
No, that was an interesting race. It got off to a little bit of a rocky start for sure, but after we got some green flag there, I finally gained some talent back and went all green.
Yeah, I mean, you do realize you were like 3 seconds back off of second place?
Yeah, I wasn't too concerned. This track really does burn through the right front tire. I've been the one that is on the wrong side of that. So I kind of went into it that I was going to be a little bit more conservative at the beginning of the run, because if we went green for 100 laps or so, I was going to need to take it easy, and it did pay off, as you can see.
I mean, you were able to make it happen even with a little bit of struggles you did have. I mean, you had left rear damage on the back of that machine, but it didn't seem to phase you too much here going around Bristol. And
I haven't seen it yet, so I'll look. It was a little bit hairy there. I was trying to not take out Aikman, and I just came so close to a stop that Ryan just he got me good. So it was a wild start for sure.
Well, yeah, it was a wild start. I mean, I think it was it a ball that was upside down or somebody was upside down there at the start.
Okay. Well, I have to go look at it here in a little bit. So I'll take a look.
Yeah, it was a wild start. That first caution, somebody was upside down.
That was probably James. He had to use his fast repair right away, so it must have been him.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was James, Duncan, or Wetland. They were all three involved.
But yeah, this track is one of my favorites. It's my favorite short track for sure. I just love the banking, and it just makes for a pretty good race, I think. I'm not a huge fan of flat tracks, so this is about as banked of a short track as you can get, and usually run well here. So I wish that there would have been maybe twice as many people here just to make the field feel a little bit more full, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I would enjoy seeing a larger field myself. Bristol's one of them tracks I do enjoy when it comes to short tracks. Just, from a driver standpoint, it does seem such a fun track if you can get them green laps in. And, from a viewer standpoint, more cars would have been nice. But, I mean, like you said, it is what it is. You did a great job hanging on to the lead, getting back behind second place by only about 2 or 3 seconds there at the end. You're lapping everybody else, so... I'm sure some of them are wondering how you saved your tires so well.
You just plan for it. I mean, that's about the best advice I can give. You don't sink it into the corner like you're qualifying. Just go a little bit more easy into the corner, and that makes a huge difference. You just got to learn what the tire wear is in the car, and the more laps you run, the more races you run, kind of get an idea of how much you're scraping them across the track when you enter in the corner and exiting the corner. So it's just experience, I think.
Yeah, I know that's one of my issues is trying to find out that tire wear, trying to figure out where to enter and exit corners at. So that's why most of the time I'm up in the booth anyway. It's a lot safer for me here.
I understand.
So, but you did a great, great job putting that 86 in the victory lane once again. And you got sponsor shout-outs, anybody you want to thank?
Well, just my usual. Thanks to anybody that watches these streams and supports me and supports you. And thanks to my wife for her support.
All righty. Well, congrats. And we'll see you Monday night, I guess, when you take on your GT3 again.
That's right.
All right. Well,
real quick, Adam. So I think we're going to have John Tobias come in here and be the hard charger interview. So I'll leave you there.
All righty. Sounds great. So John Tobias, the hard charger tonight?
Yes, sir. I'll pull him in here for you.
All righty. Well, good evening there, Dubai. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Well, you got apparently the hard charger award for it tonight.
I guess I did. I am very happy about that.
Well, what was your thoughts on the track tonight? I know you had your own struggles along with, other drivers I know had struggles here tonight.
Well, my biggest thing was trying to save tires, ease on the throttle, try to drive like an old man a little bit to save the tires.
You did a great job. You ran up front there for a little while, it seemed like, until the tire wear started coming into play.
Yeah, I was pushing it there a little bit, trying to keep up. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to just set my own pace. And that's what I did.
Well, you got sponsors, shout outs, anybody you want to thank for helping you get into this award tonight, moving up through the field the way you did?
Well, I would like to thank Freedom Motor Alliance, the guys I race with, and you as well for the broadcasting, and for the people that paid money to sponsor this race. I appreciate that.
All righty. Well, congrats there, John, and we'll see you in the future races, I'm sure. Hopefully, the next race for you goes a little better than tonight, and hopefully we can you can start working your way up there towards the front some more.
Yes, hopefully. I'm working at it, trying to get better. So, with a good bunch of guys, hopefully it'll be a great time. So.
All righty. Well, John, you have a great night here, and we'll see how Old Texas treats you next week.
All righty. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you.
No problem. Without you guys, I wouldn't have anything to broadcast, so thank you. All right. That was John Dubai, our hard charger for tonight. Hey, driver did a great job here tonight, bringing you a show here. Matt Mars, not sure where, I'm sorry, Mark Nelson, not sure exactly where he got the speed later in the run, but he did and did a great job. Can't wait to see what Old Texas has in store for us. Please, if you're watching here at Blinker Farm TV on the poll here tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to see more coming your way. And as always, we'd love to see your comments, hear what you have to say. Anything we can do here at Blinker Farm TV to bring the show better to you, let us know. So we can be the best we can here, the best broadcast for you to visualize. I know tonight was a small field, but we're going to work on getting the numbers up. Some of the guys here at FMA don't fully like the short track racing rate at the moment, but we're hopefully going to try to change that and maybe get some more involved. And if you're a guy that likes to race short tracks and is wanting to come join them, please do. I'm sure somebody will accept an invite for you. Like I said before, this is an invite-only league. Please go to their website. Its link is down in the description to learn more and possibly find ways of learning how to get involved if you're looking to. Our other leagues are also down there that we broadcast here on Blinker Farm TV. Tomorrow night here on the Pole, we're going to be at Coast to Coast Racing League. Forget where we're going to be at. I know the stream is already lit with the thumbnail, so be sure to check us out tomorrow night. We take on the Coast to Coast Racing Network Racing League for their Thursday Night Thunder with the Full Throttle Motorsport Modifieds and the the Regal Wraps and Designs Pro Late Models. Thank you so much for watching Freedom Motorsport Alliance tonight and their Gen 4 series here at FFTV. We'll catch you later on. Thank you so much for watching.